So hello guys, welcome back to the channel Solutions Pro. Today's video is not about any fiction, movies or haunting experience. Instead, it is going to be an informational video which will explain you the reasons of First World War and its impact along with conclusion. So let's start. It was summer of 1914. Europe stood on blink of war that will engulf whole world and will change course of history forever. It was a story of alliances, ambition and assassinations. Early 20th century witnessed various rivalries and alliances. Major power were divided into two main groups, the Allies and the Central Powers. Allies include France, Russia and Great Britain, and the Central Power consist Germany, Austria, Hungary and Italy. Basic purpose was to provide security, but they created commitment which led to conflict. The reasons include rise of nationalism with majority group demanding independence. Imperialism leads to damage for colonies and resources, whereas militarism led to arms race as nations built their military forces and technologies. But if seen from wider perspective, all these were just waiting for a spark to burst out and convert into a situation like First World War. Let's talk about the primary reasons of war, that is the mass assassination. On June 28, 1914, a isolated incident in small Bosnian city of Sarajevo ignited fuse that explodes this much. Archduke Franz Ferdinand of Austria, heir to Austro-Hungarian throne, was assassinated by Gavrilo Princip, a Bosnian nationalist linked with radical group the Black Hand, fueled the tension between Austria-Hungary and Serbia by nationalist ambition and desire for greater influence in Balkans. But as expected, it didn't end as an isolated trigger in the region itself. Instead, it sparked fire between alliances and rivalries that had been building for decades. Austria-Hungary envisioned to put dominance and punish Serbia, issued ultimatum to Serbian government, but ultimatum was too harsh, demanding extensive concession which seemed unacceptable. Austria-Hungary's aggressive stance was supported by its ally Germany, who pledged to support them in any conflict against Serbia. Russia, a fellow Slavic nation and ally of Serbia, moved their forces in distress of smaller ally. But Germany declared war on Russia on August 1st, 1914. After analyzing that move as direct threat, France also got dragged due to being in alliance with Russia, and further Germany's invasion of Belgium brought Great Britain into the fray on August 4th. A regional conflict got converted into full-blown war involving major powers of Europe. Security providers suddenly became transformers and created situation that got escalated into global struggle. The war is also called as the Great War, that quickly unfolds into unpredictable scale and with insane intensity. War took place on multiple fronts, with Western Front in France and Belgium becoming intense for warfare. Soldiers dug in along mules of trenches, facing graveling stalemate. If talked about Eastern Front, conflict was more fluid, with big battles stretching across Russia and Eastern Europe. It crossed beyond Europe with battles fought in Africa, Asia and the Middle East. The global nature was testament to interconnectedness of world and far-reaching consequence of alliance and rivalries that led to war. After all these damages and destruction, the war also characterized by brutal war of attrition where both sides were attacking and relentlessly fighting. War also witnessed introduction of new technologies such as machine guns, tank and poison gas, which added more haunt in the war. Millions of soldiers and civilians lost their lives due to this war. Chlorine and mustard gas chemical were also used that made war more brutal. Suddenly that became horrifying due to inhuman injuries. Those effect was felt beyond front lines. A new dimension was also seen with use of large-scale aircraft in battlefield. The intensity was so wide that societies got transformed on home front as well. Government mobilized entire economy and population for war effort, implementing rationing, conscription and propaganda campaigns. It gradually got turned into total war where every aspect of society was involved. One of major contribution was seen by women. They stepped into jobs and roles which were earlier held by men who were away fighting. Their contribution helped to sustain war effort and its directly lead to shift in gender roles and societal expectations. The video became very long, I guess, but anyways, after 4 long years of this combat and staggering losses, the First World War came to an end, with signing of armistice on November 11, 1918. The war had left Europe devastated with entire countries in ruin and then economies shattered. Peace process involved lots of complex negotiation and treaty making, which led to Treaty of Versailles in 1990. This treaty imposed heavy penalties and reparation on Germany, redrew national borders, and established League of Nations in order to prevent future wars. But this so-called peace treaty was so harsh that after some years of extreme suffering, it leads to rise of World War II. Let's conclude the video with major points. This war left a lasting legacy on world. As mentioned, boundaries were redrawn, various empires collapsed, and numerous political and social changes took place. It fostered need of international organization and with worldwide cooperation and diplomacy that should aim at peace and prevent any such major collapse. Literature, art, and culture also had impact of this as it got disillusionized and traumatized. The memories still resonate and provide glimpse of destructive side of conflict and importance of peace and mutual harmony. So this was all about the First World War. Due to time constraint, we will cover such informational topic in next videos as no one pays attention to videos which are long irrespective of how much knowledge it will provide. Instead, people waste more time on scrolling shorts or reels, watching just nonsense thing as entertainment. But leave it, people will remain same until awareness will not be spreaded, that is choosing quality over quantity. So hope you guys have enjoyed the video. If did so, then make sure to like, share and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you guys in the next one. And don't forget to comment if you want any such long video on informational topic.